For 3 years, Bella's Baking Corner had been the internet's most wholesome channel. Millions watched her knead dough and share stories about her grandmother's recipes, the perfect cover for someone who wasn't supposed to exist anymore, until a single comment in her chat made her blood run cold. "We know who you really are, Major Foster. Time to come out and play." Welcome to Hidden Legends. Before we begin this powerful story of digital warfare, hidden identities, and the thin line between cooking videos and national security, tell me in the comments where you're watching from today. And if you believe stories like this need to be heard, hit that subscribe button and help us make sure they are. The studio apartment in Portland looked exactly like what you'd expect from a successful lifestyle YouTuber. Rustic wooden countertops, vintage copper pots hanging from hooks, and soft ring lighting that made everything look warm and inviting. Isabella Martinez had spent 3 years perfecting this image, the bubbly content creator who shared family recipes and life wisdom with her 2.8 million subscribers. At exactly 3 p.m. Pacific time, she went live for her Tuesday baking session. "Hey beautiful souls," she chirped into the camera, her voice carrying that perfect YouTube enthusiasm. "Today we're making my grandmother's secret chocolate chip cookies, the recipe that won first place at the county fair 15 years running." The chat exploded with hearts and excitement. Viewers from around the world tuned in, housewives from Ohio, college students from Tokyo, retired teachers from London. To them, Bella was the internet's wholesome big sister, someone who made their day brighter with simple pleasures and genuine warmth. What they didn't know was that the woman measuring flour and vanilla extract had once been Major Sarah Foster, one of the Pentagon's most classified cyber warfare operatives, someone who had designed defense systems that protected nuclear facilities from foreign interference, someone who had been officially declared dead in a training accident 3 years ago to protect state secrets. The kitchen setup was perfect, deliberately so. No windows meant no sightlines for surveillance. The thick walls of the converted warehouse blocked most electronic signals. Even the cheerful yellow wallpaper hid Faraday cage mesh that could contain any electromagnetic emissions. "Okay, loves, while these cookies bake, let's read some of your comments," Bella said, settling into her usual routine. The chat was flowing fast, recipe requests, life updates, the usual mix of positivity that had made her channel a sanctuary in the often toxic landscape of social media. At Grandma Rose 47, "Bella, your videos got me through chemotherapy, bless you." At Tech Student 2021, "Can you do a video on meal prep for busy college kids?" At Baking Mom, "My kids love making your recipes with me." Bella responded to each comment with genuine warmth, her heart swelling with the knowledge that she was bringing joy to real people. This wasn't just a cover identity anymore, it had become something real, something that mattered. But then, scrolling through the rapid-fire messages, one comment made her pause. At Ghost Protocol X, "We know who you really are, Major Foster. Time to come out and play." The wooden spoon slipped from her fingers, clattering against the marble countertop. Her eyes darted to the chat, but the message had already been buried under dozens of innocent comments about cookie dough consistency. "Sorry about that, Butterfingers," she laughed, but her voice carried a slight tremor that her longtime viewers might notice. Her mind raced. Major Foster was a name that existed only in the deepest classified files. Only 12 people in the world knew that identity was connected to Isabel Martinez, and now someone was watching her live stream. Bella continued the stream, her hands moving through the familiar motions of cookie preparation while her mind processed the implications. 3 years of operational security training kicked in automatically. Don't panic, don't break character, assess the threat level. She scrolled back through the chat history, looking for any other messages from @Ghost Protocol X. The account had been created just minutes ago. No profile picture, no previous comments, a digital ghost designed for this exact moment. "All right, beautiful people, while we wait for the oven timer, let me share a quick story about my grandmother," she said, maintaining her cover while her fingers subtly moved beneath the counter. Focused 3 quick taps on a hidden switch activated her personal security protocols. The story about her fictional grandmother was one she'd rehearsed hundreds of times, allowing her conscious mind to focus on the real problem. Who had found her? How much did they know? And most importantly, what did they want? Suddenly, her chat window flickered. For just a fraction of a second, all the colorful usernames turned red, then returned to normal. None of her viewers would notice such a brief glitch, but to someone with her background, it was a clear signal. Someone was inside her system. "You know what, loves? I just realized I forgot to preheat the second oven," she said brightly, moving toward her backup streaming setup. Focus danced across a hidden keyboard built into what looked like a spice rack, pulling up diagnostic screens that her audience couldn't see. The intrusion was sophisticated. Military-grade malware was crawling through her network, probing for weaknesses. Whoever was doing this had serious resources and significant skill. This wasn't some basement hacker looking for YouTube ad revenue, but they had made one crucial mistake. They assumed Bella Martinez was just a content creator hiding from an abusive ex or dodging student loans. They had no idea they were attempting to hack someone who had designed countermeasures for exactly this type of attack. While continuing to chat cheerfully about baking temperatures, Bella activated a trace program she'd hidden in her streaming software. Like breadcrumbs in a digital forest, it would follow the intrusion back to its source. The oven timer chimed, and she pulled out a perfect batch of chocolate chip cookies. "Look at these beauties," she exclaimed, holding them up to the camera. But her celebration was cut short by another comment that made her blood freeze. At Ghost Protocol X, "Lovely cookies, Major, just like the ones you made for the tech team before Operation Dark Mirror. Remember that?" Operation Dark Mirror, a classified cyber operation that had prevented a massive attack on the U.S. power grid 2 years ago. Only 7 people knew the specific details of that mission, including the informal tradition of homemade cookies she'd brought to boost morale during the 72-hour crisis. This wasn't a random discovery. Someone with high-level security clearance was hunting her. Bella forced herself to smile at the camera while her world shifted beneath her feet. "These cookies are going to cool while I clean up, but don't go anywhere. We'll decorate them in just a few minutes." She moved around the kitchen with practiced efficiency, her movements hiding the fact that she was activating every countermeasure built into her safe house. Motion sensors, communication jammers, and hardline connections to secure servers came online with silent precision. The trace program was returning results faster than expected. The attack wasn't coming from some foreign black site or criminal organization. The digital signature was unmistakably American. Someone inside the U.S. intelligence community was coming for her. She pulled up archived personnel files through a back door she'd installed years ago, insurance against exactly this situation. Cross-referencing the attack patterns with known operational styles, one name kept appearing: Colonel Marcus Webb, her former commanding officer in the NSA's elite cyber defense division. Webb was supposed to be dead, killed in a car accident 6 months after her own fake death. But the digital fingerprints were unmistakable, his preferred encryption methods, his signature coding style, even the specific military terminology appearing in the chat. Another comment appeared. "At Ghost Protocol X, you can't hide behind cookie recipes forever, Sarah. We have unfinished business." That was it. He'd used her real name. Anyone monitoring the stream with the right software could now connect Isabel Martinez to Major Sarah Foster. 3 years of careful identity construction was crumbling in real time. But if Webb thought she'd spent 3 years getting soft making YouTube videos, he was about to learn otherwise. Bella looked directly into the camera with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "You know what, beautiful souls, I just got inspired to try something completely new today," she said, her voice maintaining its cheerful tone while her fingers flew across the hidden keyboard. "How about we do a little live problem solving?" Focused, what her viewers couldn't see was the sophisticated cyber warfare suite she was activating. Programs designed to trace, isolate, and neutralize digital threats were coming online, hidden behind the innocuous facade of cookie decorating. The hunter had found her, but now it was time to remind him exactly who he was hunting. "While I prepare the icing, let me tell you about problem solving," Bella said to her audience, her voice steady despite the cyber warfare raging invisibly around her stream. "Sometimes when you're baking, unexpected things happen. Maybe your oven temperature is wrong, or someone's trying to ruin your recipe." Her fingers moved with surgical precision across the hidden interface. Webb's intrusion had spread through her secondary systems, but he was about to discover that what looked like a simple content creator's setup was actually a sophisticated digital fortress. Another comment appeared. "At Ghost Protocol X, time's up, Sarah, we're coming for you. Hope your viewers enjoy the show." Suddenly, her stream started lagging. Comments began appearing from accounts she'd never seen before, all posting the same message: "Major Sarah Foster, wanted for treason, location confirmed." Her subscriber count was climbing rapidly as the messages were shared across social media. What had been a cozy cooking stream was becoming a public exposure of a classified operative. But Webb had underestimated one crucial factor. Sarah Foster hadn't become Isabel Martinez to hide. She'd done it to better protect the country she'd sworn to serve. And 3 years of maintaining this cover had given her something Webb lacked: an audience of 50,000 live viewers who adored Bella and would defend her against anyone. "Oh no," she said with mock concern, pointing at her chat. "Looks like we've got some trolls trying to ruin our baking session. You know what I do with trolls, don't you, loves?" Her longtime viewers knew exactly what came next. Bella's community was famously protective, and her moderators were lightning fast at dealing with troublemakers. But what they didn't know was that dealing with trolls was about to take on a whole new meaning. Behind the scenes, Sarah was using her viewers' collective internet traffic as cover for the most sophisticated counterhack of her career. Every innocent click, every genuine comment, every heart emoji was being weaponized into a distributed attack that would make Webb's intrusion look like a child's prank. "See, the thing about bullies," she said, continuing to decorate cookies while lines of code scrolled across her hidden screens, "is that they think they're invisible. They think they can hide behind fake names and anonymous accounts." Her trace programs had found Webb's location. He wasn't operating from some secure government facility. He was in a private server farm in Virginia, surrounded by equipment that definitely didn't belong to any official agency. This wasn't a sanctioned operation. Webb had gone rogue. "But you know what I've learned from baking?" she continued, her voice taking on a harder edge that her subscribers had never heard before. "Sometimes you have to break a few eggs to make something beautiful." With a few keystrokes, she initiated what she privately called Operation Cookie Cutter, a surgical digital strike designed to slice through Webb's defenses and expose exactly what he was doing. Her chat exploded with supportive messages as her community rallied around their beloved creator. They had no idea they were witnessing the digital equivalent of a military operation, but they were about to find out exactly who their favorite YouTuber really was. The counterattack was swift and devastating. Within minutes, Sarah had not only expelled Webb's intrusion, but turned his own tools against him. Every false account spreading disinformation about her was being traced back to its source, revealing a network of compromised systems stretching across 3 states. What she found made her pause mid-decoration. Webb wasn't just hunting her, he was selling classified NSA cyber weapons to foreign buyers. The attack on her stream was a demonstration, proof to potential customers that he could unmask and neutralize America's most protected digital assets. He was using her as a product showcase for treason. "You know what, beautiful souls," she said, setting down her piping bag and looking directly into the camera. "I need to share something important with you, something that's going to change everything about this channel." Her chat exploded with concern. "At Baking Mom, Bella, are you okay? You look different." At Grandma Rose 47, "Sweetie, what's wrong? For 3 years you've known me as Bella Martinez, your friendly neighborhood baker," she began, her voice dropping its cheerful YouTuber cadence. "But that's not who I really am. My name is Major Sarah Foster, and I used to work for the National Security Agency." The chat went silent for exactly 3 seconds, an eternity in live streaming time. Then it exploded. At Tech Student 2021, "What? 3 years ago, I faked my death to protect classified operations from people who wanted to steal American cyber defense secrets," she continued, her fingers still working across the hidden keyboard. "Tonight, one of those people found me, and he made a very big mistake." On her hidden screens, Webb's entire operation was unraveling. Bank accounts, communication logs, client lists, everything was being automatically forwarded to FBI counterintelligence while she spoke. At Ghost Protocol X, "You have no idea what you're dealing with, Foster. Stop now, or your precious viewers will pay the price." Sarah's eyes flashed with genuine fury. Threatening her cover was one thing, threatening innocent people who had shown her nothing but kindness was another entirely. "Oh, but I do know what I'm dealing with," she said, her voice carrying the authority of someone accustomed to command. "Colonel Marcus Webb, serial number 2847 Alpha 9, currently operating from an illegal server farm at coordinates 38.9072 Greer, 77.0369 Greer." The precision of the information made her chat go wild. These weren't the words of a lifestyle YouTuber, this was military-grade intelligence being delivered in real time. "You want to know the difference between us, Marcus?" she continued, beginning to shut down Webb's systems one by one. "I protect people, you exploit them. I build communities, you destroy them." With each word, another piece of Webb's digital empire collapsed, years of cyber warfare experience compressed into a devastating 5-minute demonstration that her audience would never forget. "And now, beautiful souls," she said, turning back to her audience with a smile that was part Bella's warmth and part Major Foster's steel, "you get to watch me take out the trash." The final phase of Sarah's counter-operation unfolded with the precision of a military drill. Webb's fake accounts vanished from her chat, his bots went silent, and his intrusion attempts bounced harmlessly off her reinforced digital defenses. But the most remarkable thing wasn't the technical victory, it was her community's response. At Veteran Mike, "Ma'am, former Army here, thank you for your service, both then and now." At Tech Student 2021, "This is the most incredible thing I've ever seen live." At Baking Mom, "Bella, Sarah, whoever you are, You're still our family." Tears formed in Sarah's eyes as messages of support flooded her chat. For 3 years, she'd been terrified that revealing her true identity would destroy the genuine connections she'd built. Instead, her community was embracing both sides of who she was. Her phone buzzed with an encrypted message. "Foster, this is Deputy Director Morrison, FBI. We're in custody of Webb and his operation. Outstanding work. Stand by for debrief." It was over. Webb's treason network had been rolled up in a matter of hours, and the classified cyber weapons he'd been selling were back in government hands. "So," she said to her camera, wiping flour from her hands with a kitchen towel, "I guess the question now is, what happens to this channel?" The chat exploded with responses. At Grandma Rose 47, "Keep cooking. We don't care what your job is." At Cooking Dad, "This is the best plot twist ever." At New Subscriber 47, "Just found this channel because of the drama. Staying for the cookies and the badassery." Sarah laughed, a genuine, unguarded sound that her audience had never heard before. For the first time in 3 years, she didn't have to choose between Major Foster and Bella Martinez. She could be both. "Well then," she said, reaching for her piping bag, "how about we finish decorating these cookies? And maybe next week, I'll teach you how to make my grandmother's famous classified chocolate cake. But first," she added with a wink, "I need to thank the most incredible community on the internet for helping me save national security while keeping our cookies from burning." As she began decorating the cookies with intricate designs, Sarah reflected on the strange turns her life had taken. She'd started the day as a hidden operative, pretending to be a content creator. She was ending it as someone entirely new, a bridge between worlds that had never touched before. The chat continued to flow with support, recipe requests, and questions about cybersecurity that she'd never be able to answer. But for the first time since her fake death, Sarah Foster felt truly alive. "Same time Thursday, beautiful souls?" she asked her audience as she held up a perfectly decorated cookie. The response was immediate and overwhelming. "Yes, we'll be here. Wouldn't miss it." As she ended the stream and began the real work of transitioning back to her official identity, Sarah smiled. Some covers were meant to be blown, some secrets were meant to be shared, and sometimes the best way to protect your country was to bake cookies for 50,000 strangers who became family. Because in the end, the strongest networks weren't built with code, they were built with trust, community, and the occasional chocolate chip cookie recipe. So now I ask you, have you ever discovered that someone you thought you knew had an extraordinary hidden past? Someone whose secret identity would completely change how you saw them? Tell us their story in the comments, and let us know what city you're watching from today. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button to help us honor the quiet heroes who serve in unexpected ways. We'll see you in the next story, and until then, remember, sometimes the most powerful operations happen right under our noses, disguised as something beautifully ordinary.